Oh my god, it's a giant. Oh yeah. Look at that right there. So before we get into this video real quick, I know that this is coming out on New Year's Eve, so you would probably expect like a 2025 recap video. That's just not going to happen that quickly for me because I got a little bit behind on the editing with Christmas celebrations and whatnot. So I'm putting this one out. This was going to come out like the week after, but I'm putting this one out a little bit early, and then I might end up doing one more early as well to get some more time to get that all edited up. Because if it comes out the way I want it to, it will take a little bit more editing and a little bit more process to get it the way I would like. And I figured it would be better to take a little bit extra time, put it out a few weeks late, and make it something that I'm proud of rather than slop something together. So that look forward to that in just a couple of weeks. That'll probably be like a 2025 recap with some highlights and some looking back on some of the better moments of my tournament season. Stay tuned for that. That'll be coming out in a couple of weeks. But for now, regular fishing videos. This one here is kind of a little bit of a challenge. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. What's going on? I'm out here today at a local conservation lake. I've got the LS Lures winter jig box here that I'm going to try to fish through and hopefully catch a fish on every lure in the box. I've already got 3 of them rigged up. I've got a flipping jig that I'll show you here in a second rigged up. It's like a brown crawl with some red in it and living rubber skirt, 1/2 ounce. I've got one that's like a 3/4 ounce with a Victory V hook. Or I don't know if it's Victory or not. I don't remember. But it's a pretty sweet hook, and it's got like a half skirt, and it's like a Tabasco craw color. This water's looking pretty clean, so it'll be good for that. That half skirt, yeah, I think that's gonna kill. It's gonna get a lot of bites that you wouldn't otherwise get. Got that one paired up with like a black and blue D-bomb flapping trailer. And then I've got that flipping jig with a craw from Crush City, one of their cleanup craws, I think they call them. Oh, I also have like a 1/2 ounce gold blade bait tied up on a spinning rod. So I think with those 3, I should be able to knock them out pretty quick. And then I'm going to move on to like this guy here, little green, purple, white with a chrome head, 1/2 ounce little wizard. Got 2 of those. A PB&J with some green pumpkin in there, 1/2 ounce little wizard, got 2 of those. Got a 1/2 ounce arc jig. That's what the other flipping jig is too, the arc with those wire weed guards. And this one's in that dark matter color. Got this football jig, which is like a brown crawl with some smoked purple in there. A lot of living rubber in that one. That one's gonna get some big bites, I'd imagine. Little swamp donk with some black added in there. I want to tell you that's a 3/8 ounce flipping head. Got a 1/2 ounce ball head jig there with like a full skirt, black and blue. Got some living rubber in there. And got the same thing except for this one's like a green pumpkin with some of that living rubber. And this one's got that little turquoise dot on the head. So, gonna fish my way through this box, try to catch some fish on just about everything in it, if I can. I'm sure they'll all catch fish, but it's kind of depends on me being able to get on them. So, I'm drifting away from the spot that I wanted to start. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around, go hit a couple brush piles over there, and hopefully knock off a couple lures real quick. I also have a bunch of other baits here with me, some swim baits and some crank baits and jerk baits, stuff like that. I got an A-rig. I'm not real good at a lot of these winter techniques, so I'm going to practice with some of them, so you might get to see some of that as well, especially if I catch some on the big swim baits. I got a Hud and a Tiny Clash rigged up, so. That there is that first arc jig that I'm trying, a brown crawl with some red there, with a green pumpkin craw trailer on it. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody. It will probably be January by the time you guys see this video, but it is Christmas Day. Spent the morning at home, cooking breakfast, opening presents. with my girlfriend, and now I am out here fishing. So oh, I got bit already. Second cast. Look at that. Took my... Oop. Look at that. Took my craw trailer off. Little one, but he had to have it. Oop. Wow, he is cold. He is cold. That's on that brown arc jig. I'm going to go ahead and swap this jig out for the next one and keep moving on down the list. It would be kind of cool to do a little slam today where I catch one on every bait in the box. Now there's a lot of baits in that box, so it would be kind of hard to do, but we might try it today. I mean, other than the duplicates. But I think I'm going to go with a wizard next. I feel like the wizards I could crank out pretty quick and then grind for the hard ones at the end. So now going on to that little wizard there with that green, white, and purple real thin skirt, and I put it with a cricket crawl. This thing, I'd imagine, will get bit quite quickly. There's a really good stretch over there, but I'm kind of trying to save it to hit it with some of the better stuff. So I'm just hitting some of these brush piles and random sticks that I know of through here. Plus it's got a good drop off and some rock here that I would love to think should get bit on. I know I already got bit a couple times here, but get bit again. Land a fish here. I might be shaking this jig too much and trying to fish it too fast. Just need to dead stick it, but man, I'm not good at that. I get too impatient. All right, that's a giant. Not a giant, but a good one, nonetheless. Let's go. Look at that. Something about these little wizards just gets bit on big fish. I love them. Gonna move on to another one, but this guy is, well, we're gonna go ahead and measure him and see what he measures just to know. 17 and a half? Nope. Yeah, 17 and a half inches. Nice. That was pretty exciting. Felt him pick it up out of a brush pile and didn't know for sure what it was, but I was pretty happy to land that guy. Alrighty, gonna move on again. Alright, kind of cheap here, but I'm going with pretty much the same thing, just the other color. Little jelly bruise with some green pumpkin there, and the same craw trailer. Just try to knock it out real quick, and then move on to some of the other ones. Figure this one was the last one was relatively easy to get bit on, so go ahead and knock this one out quickly if I can, and then start moving on to some of the harder ones. Well, that one took me a while, but got her done. Missed a few bites. Little one on that little wizard. I'm gonna go ahead and pedal on away from this spot because it's a pretty good spot here, and retie to a different jig. Now I'm going to that Dark Matter arc jig, just with a little menace for the trailer. Floated right over top of a brush pile and probably spooked out every fish there. But oh my God, that's a sick color. That's a giant. Ooh, yeah. Probably not 6. I exaggerated again. Every bit of 4 though. Maybe getting close to 5. Pulled him right out of this brush pile. Look at that right there on that arc jig. Wow. Oh, just popped right out. That's awesome. Big one right there on that arc jig. Little 20-incher. Merry Christmas. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do like I did before and go run up on ahead and switch jigs. Oh, this is about a 1/4 ounce. I told you 3/8 before, but I'm gonna go to that 1/4 ounce Swamp Donk regular flipping jig. And then after this, I got 2 of them heavy little wizards. Or I guess they're not little wizards, heavy ball head jigs with the full skirts. And then that big football jig and the half skirt football jig, which that one's already rigged up. I just want to keep rolling with these little bit smaller ones for now. I think I've got 5 jigs and then that blade bait left. So if I'm going to be able to complete this today, I need to pick it up here. I'm kind of going back through and recycling spots now too. I'm kind of picked up some information on how they want it, and kind of fishing the outsides of the spots a little bit better instead of kind of drifting over top and hitting the main stuff at first. Gonna pick it apart a little bit closer, you know, work out and then, or start out and work in. that's on that flipping jig with the living rubber, the 1/4 ounce. Pretty nice fish there, really. Especially for this lake. This lake's kind of overloaded with a bunch of little ones, but really been on some nice fish today, really. 16 3/4 inches. Not too bad there. I'm honestly a fan of this guy here. That ball head like a little wizard with the little wizard hook, but it's got a full skirt, a lot of living rubber there. Really like that. Gonna put a trailer on it and then get to flipping this one around now. Yeah, I mean that trailer's a little big for it, but that's all right. Nice. On that black and blue ball head there. Nice. Not a bad one. Probably close to 15. I'll go ahead and measure him just to see. Man, 14.75. But nice fish. Could be the 4th biggest of the day. Well, green pumpkin. Changed up the trailer a little bit. This is that same one that I just caught a fish on, just the other color of it. And then after this, I've got the 2 football heads and the blade bait left. The blade bait might be tough. It's not something that I'm real good at. I'm decent with a blade bait, but not really that great with moving baits in this cold of water. So gonna try to get these last few done pretty quick to have some extra time to spend with that blade. So I caught fish on I don't know, 5 or 6 of those baits today. A few small ones, a few decent ones, and one pretty nice one. And just couldn't quite get the challenge completed. I have 2 football heads and one of them round ball head jigs left to catch fish on, and that blade bait. That blade bait might be kind of tough with just how non-active these fish were today. But I'm not sure what I've got going on tomorrow. I know I have some time, but I might spend it editing and working on stuff at home. But if not, I will probably be back out here a little bit earlier in the day, give me a little bit more time to try to complete this challenge and try to make another video, which if that's the case, you'll see that one next week. If not, then it'll probably be a strategy video or a tournament season recap video or 2025 recap video, something of that sort. So stay tuned for next week to see what that ends up being. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time.